Ooh, my hand. Ooh, my hand. My hand. My hand! Alright. Okay, guys. What's up, everybody? The Khaiza is back. And as you can see from here, we are in the Toku layout. So this is perfectly appropriate for this. We are perfectly appropriated. We are doing a Tokusatsu talk. And what's the topic for today? What is the topic for today? Well, the hot topic for today is, Kamen Rider Revice. Kamen Rider Revice just came out 2 days ago. Literally 2 days ago. And who would have thought? Like, everybody is... Who would have thought, like... Wow. What a grand opening for this new Kamen Rider, right? Yeah, so Kamen Rider Revice, the newest Kamen Rider, the whole dinosaur like stamp KR, the superhero for Tokusatsu, that will be joining alongside Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger after Kamen Rider Saber's finale and, of course, epilogue. Which, of course, Kamen Rider Saber is not really the end because, Tokusatsu likes to milk the Toku shows, because when one show is over, another one comes out, right? That's the usual process every year, every September. I feel it was that case until Kamen Rider DK, which they had to shorten up the episode length to 24, and then by the time of W, the episode length for most Kamen Riders are 49 to 51. So that's every September, and new Super Sentais like Zenkaiger, Ryu Soldier, Power Ranger stuff, all that stuff in Japan. That's all it gets. That always gets debuted around February, March, which is what it feels like, now with 2020, with the 2010s. I feel, or after DK with its short episode listing. So, Saber is done, right? Saber is done, and we have a new Kamen Rider. The new Kamen Rider that literally just came out 2 days ago on Sunday. But then again, Saber isn't done because after the epilogue, they're gonna be setting up some new stuff with the main trio: Saber, Blaze, Espada, Toma, Rintaro, and Kento. And they're gonna star in their own V Cinema next movie called Kamen Rider Saber Trio of Deep Sin. So it's gonna be an extra story after the main series storyline, which is something that Kamen Rider has been doing for quite some time. It's been prevalent. It's been prevalent in 01, Zio, Build, Exade. I think Exade, yeah. Though I have not watched any extra films on Exade, but it is like that. It is that the way it is. But Kamen Rider's storylines never really die per se. They always keep getting extended even after the main show has ended. There's always some kind of movie or some kind of V Cinema Next, special mini-series, stuff like that, right? But, that's Saber. That's all on the past Kamen Rider. We're talking about, this Kamen Rider Revice, the new one. Literally about, stomps, bathhouses, dinosaurs, genomes, the main motifs that are going around with Revice, and oh boy, what a start of a series. I really enjoyed it. I downloaded a file from toku.fun, which is like the main site I usually get most of my latest updates on Kamen Rider Super Sentai. It's a free website, like you can... Oh, it's a copy link address. It's like there and available. Toku.fun. It's right there. Or, well, in this case, chat, but it's toku.fun, https or whatever, like HTML. It's toku.fun. It's most of the Kamen Rider Super Sentais. There's Garo, there's Garo versus, not Garo Mark of the Wolves, but Garo, something like a totally unrelated SNK series. Then there's Ultraman, then there's side spin-off specials, you know, call it what you will. It has everything for you if you are a Toku fan. And, you know, I got a download file from Toku.fun on the latest Kamen Rider Revice episode on my Google Drive, but then I later downloaded onto my laptop, and goddamn, the quality is super nice. Holy shit, because if you're not subscribed to Toku.fun, you are kind of getting the short end of the stick with 480p or like 720p. And if you subscribe to Toku.fun, you get 1080p quality shows, listing updates for Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, Ultraman, whatevers, at the cost of like $8. At the cost of $8. That's very cheap if you really are into that. But anyway, the first episode of Kamen Rider Revice, I've been saying this like 3 times, came out like on Sunday, and boy was it a premiere. So, you know, I'm not gonna like... I'll give it a go. Yeah, if you're like a Toku fan, Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, Power Rangers fan, this is the site for you. It's literally mostly everything on Kamen Rider, Super Sentai. It's out. Yep, it's out on Toku.fun. There's also another site that a lot of Toku heads like myself go to, which is Kiss Asian, for all your K-pop, J-pop, soap operas. I think they have it here. Yes, I think they have it here. Zenkaiger is out. Oh, they also have Revice. There you go. Kiss Asian also has Revice. Who would have thought? But I'm not. But it's only there if you really want that 1080p without subscription. But now I've got like a shortcut of how to do it. I'm like, yes. I don't want to see thousands of ads on Kiss Asian singles near your area. I'm like, get that fucking bullshit out of here. Take this pill to increase your penis size. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh god. But what a premiere of a episode. So the episode started off with, like, you know, introductory stuff of the background of Kamen Rider Revice, which is spoilers if you haven't watched it, because I am going into spoilers territory right now. So spoilers all the way up at the top if you guys haven't seen it yet. But if you have seen it, you're welcome to stay. The show started off with like the basic background of how like Kamen Riders start their shows. They give off the premise of like the villain group, which are called Deadmans, and Deadmans is a organization group founded in like near South America by a American archaeologist that found like a very black looking like stamp, like an evil stamp, and he couldn't resist because, you know, curiosity killed the cat, right? Curiosity literally killed the cat. When he looked upon the stamp, he was like looking at it like a crazy madman, like, oh, this power, I must try it out, and stamped it onto his arm and literally summoned the big baddie of the Deadmans, who is called Giru, Giur, Giru, and the Deadman set up like a base for themselves. Like when I saw like the Deadman's camp, it was kind of like a nightly like rave like disco thing, and yeah, it was funny, and because of course, you know, the main bad guys for the main show line time of Kamen Rider Revice are based on like a mariachi group. Like they got like mariachi clothes and stuff like that. There's a green one, there's a purple one, there's like a red female one, but more like an exotic type of feel. So there's like Aguilar, there's I don't know who that green one was, but I forgot who his name was. Then there's like, oh no, Aguilar was the fiancé, the supposed to be waifu for Giru, and their whole shtick is to like, they have these stamps, like literally like imagine this is like my chapstick is a stamp. So they make stamps to make contracts with humans, and with those contracts is literally the idiom, make a contract or make a deal with the devil. And when you stamp someone with a devil stamp, their inner demons come out, and they cause chaos. And there are different stamps around. There's like a grasshopper, there's a mammoth, there's a lion, there's a fox, and each of the auxiliary like stamps are based on different riders. Like the easiest one is the Bata Vice Stamp, which are called Vice Stamps, and the Grasshopper Vice Stamp or Bata Vice Stamp is based on the OG Kamen Rider Ichigo, which by the way, Kamen Rider Revice is a commemoration of 50 years of Kamen Rider since 1971. So this show acts as like a anniversary season, kind of like ZO was with Heisei Riders. It's been 20 years of Heisei Kamen Riders. Now in this case, it's 50 years of just Kamen Rider in general. And what the show leads, or like the producers like idea inspirationers, if that's a word, came up with for Revice is that let's make all of the Vice stamps kind of like references, like clues to older Kamen Rider generations. So like I said, Bata is based on the first Kamen Rider, Ichigo. Then there's one that was about W. W is based on an eagle. Decade based on a megalodon, shark. And so many others, you know? So the Vice stamps are like based on Kamen Riders, past Kamen Riders as references. And they've been raided by Deadmans. They've been raided by the Deadman's group. Because they want to like amass an army powerful enough for Giru to revive. Their whole goal, which I feel, is to revive Giru and amass global domination. Something like that, you know? And yeah, that's the villain background. And then there's like the resistance fighting off the Deadmans, which is called the Phoenix Labs. And the Phoenix Labs are the counter to Deadmans, which they use the power of devils to fight devils. Deadmans are literally called devils because they use Vice stamps to create like demons from humans. So fly begets fly, shoe begets shoe, you know, that type of thing. Cancel. And they come up with a henshin belt, obviously, called the Revice Driver. And the Revice Driver literally is another cute nod of 50 years of Kamen Rider, because there's like the faceplate, which has 5, and then there's like the other side, which has 0. So it's 5-0. It's literally 5-0. Not even shitting you on that. They want to stretch out 50 years of Kamen Rider so hard. And, you know, they're looking for, like, candidates to use the Revice driver, and it, excuse me, alludes to the main Kamen Rider character, who is Iki Igarashi, and he is the eldest son of a family bathhouse. Like, you know, in Japan, there's always like the main attraction of people going into communal bathhouses, public bathhouses that people can just like go in, relax, take a dip in the tub, and just like relax your troubles away. Then after that, you drink like cold brew coffee to like commemorate that. Which I don't know, why is that like a tradition to, like, if you go to a bathhouse in Japan, you drink like cold coffee afterwards. I'm not sure about that. That feels like, I guess it's like to revitalize you, something like that, after that long trip. But then again, the bath does do that, but I don't know about the coffee, man. Someone will have to explain to me on that one, on like Japanese like culture. But Iki Igarashi, eldest son, he lives with his family of mother and father, his sister, and brother, who just got promoted to a captain in the Phoenix Labs force. They also serve as a They also serve as a defense force. Not only a scientific branch, but there's also a defense force against the Deadmans. And you know, everything is fine. Everything is like cool. Then there's like little hints and like notices of what Iki Igarashi is feeling from the back of his shoulder. Is that there is a devil that only he can see, and we've come to know him as Vice, which is mentioned at the end of the episode. Vice is a demon that only Iki can see, and he always gets like startled that this demon is like falling around him all the time and causes like trouble, like usual antics that like nobody can see this creature except me type of thing. And you know, also about like Iki's background is that Iki wants to be a pro soccer player, but suddenly decided to run the family bathhouse, which is very noble. But there's, of course, there is like a shadow of intention. Like, why did he give up that soccer playing dream if he is running the family bathhouse? There must be something like going on with him, which more will be explained like later on, right? More will be explained later on, and it's even like properly alluded when his brother Daichi, who is going to be captain of the Phoenix Lab Force, talks with him in the bathhouse setting, and it's like, oh wait, didn't you want to be a soccer player one time, elder brother? But then Iki is like, nah, don't worry about it. I care about family. It's like Iki's whole shtick is about protecting family. It's a better version of Dominic from Fast and Furious. I gotta protect my family. Nothing as strong as family. Oh my god, fucking god. But yeah, fast forward in time of the episode. Then they in the Phoenix Labs orientation to introduce all the captains, and the family is like super nuts. So like some of them like wave a flag, some of them like I think the daddy of the Igarashi family holds up a camcorder and just like records the son's nervous tension. And then Daichi says when someone asks him, oh, do you know this crazy ass family? I was like, I don't know these bitch ass motherfuckers. And orientation is about to begin. Then two interruptions. One is the doctor, whose name is George, not even shitting on this one, George Kazakiri, and he is the son of the archaeologist that found the first stamp, the devil stamp, back in South America. And what he did is created the Revice driver and the Rex Vice stamp to counter the Deadmans. Until, as ironically as I put it, the Deadmans were brought back to life and invaded the auditorium, the orientation, and just like literally started attacking people with Deadmans. And then of course panic ensues. You know, there are some like wannabe test subjects of Revice. It was hinted that Daichi was going to be the main candidate, but Daichi failed because he felt like that inner voice of like the fear of, you know, the first candidate was like the captain of the Phoenix Force was like, you know, I don't care as long as I protect the peace of the people. Yeah, good luck with that. And then he stamped the Rex Vice stamp within his chest, and then brought the Rex Deadmans, and he just got bodied. And then when it came to Daichi's turn, he sucked. The fear took him over, and he couldn't do it. And he was about to get scratched, like mauled or whatever the fuck by an unknown Deadmans or like a grunt or something. And Iki pushed him aside and got the Revice driver. That's when not only Vice talked to him and said, reveal like he is the devil inside of him, which will be kind of explained later. Why does he have Vice around him at all times? That he is the devil inside of him, and he forces him to make a contract to save his family out of like, you know, dire situation, because of course you want to like save your family, so you're willing to accept anything at this point. And of course, George, seeing that everything, tells him to do the Revice driver stamp, puts the belt buckle around his waist. Well, not yet. Stamps the Vice stamp in him, gives form to Vice, and Vice is like nuts because he is like a devil unbound, unchained, and he starts killing he starts like beating the shit out of everybody, and he's about to, you know, snack on Iki's mom, but then George was like, yo bro, take on this belt, put it around your waist, it controls the demon inside of you. And so Iki does that. And it like swoops back in, and Vice swoops back into Iki. And there is the first henshin of Kamen Rider Revice, and it's pretty freaking awesome. I'll give it that. There was a lot of like iffy stuff about the henshin part of Kamen Rider Revice, because it's literally you stamp the Vice stamp on Iki uses the stamp on the belt driver to create the stamp sigil, and then there's like a text background of, you know, there's Iki and Vice, you know, talking to each other in like text form, and I don't remember what the text line said, but it's more like, yo, fuck you, oh fuck you, put this on your belt, oh shit, alright, I'll put this on my belt, fuck yeah, bitch. And then Iki transforms to Kamen Rider Revi, and Vice becomes Kamen Rider Vice. They are a two-man squad. So it's literally Kamen Rider Revi as Iki and Kamen Rider Vice as Vice, or literally just Vice. Together they make Kamen Rider Revice. Literally just like puns, because I think that's like the kind of a trend that the Reva seasons have been going for, is like to test out new ideas and new different experiments, right? It's not like the same old like Heisei eras of like the typical kind of typical like flowchartiness that you would see in Heisei eras. Now it's like, oh, we have literally like 2 riders in like the first episode. Not just like, you know, one rider in the very first episode, and then there's going to be more riders sometimes in the second or third episode, and then there's like halfway through there's going to be a secondary rider that helps out the main rider. No, it's literally going to be 2 riders straight from the start, a human and a devil, and they just like action sequence, beat the shit out of everybody. Iki whooping ass, Vice whooping ass, while his funny innate power, he's like the Deadpool of, Kamen Rider. What I mean by that is that he talks to the audience, he breaks the fourth wall. So whenever he does some like cool shit, he's like, yo, everybody, did you see that cool shit? Let's go. This is me, Vice, and this is my partner, Iki. And then Iki's like, man, who the fuck are you talking about? Let's go brawl. It's like, wait, I'm not done yet. But they beat everybody. The first episode showcases like what you can do with the Vice Stamp. It introduces the riders. It introduces the primary weapons. Their weapons. Well, the first weapon they showed up is called the Oin Basta, which is a shotgun-like weapon, but also a axe. So literally, axe shotgun weapon with the power of stamps, obviously, and. You know, they beat the shit out of everybody. Then Vice uses the Rex Stamp to transform his legs into, like, Rex legs, and then, like, you know, do some cool shit. And then they go for finisher, which is, dock the henshin, stamp it out, turn the Vice Stamp, like, around, like, here or some shit. Can't see my, like, waist because I don't want to show my crotch. But, they beat the duo, they de-transform. Iki decides to return the Revice driver because, you know, there is some reason why he would do that. I guess it's like to just be a normal teenage dude, just like living it out with his family, just helping out family with the bathhouse. Doesn't want any trouble, doesn't want to like explore himself, maybe. Probably that would be like explained later on. But you know, they visit mom, who was like attacked by Deadmans, and they help her recuperate. They say thank the Lord that she's okay, and that preludes to the next episode. Which is like, you know, Iki returned the Revice driver back to George, the scientist guy, and it's like, wait. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm a Kamen Rider? Nah, you can take that shit back, homie. I don't want that. I don't want that life anymore. I don't want that life in my life. And what preludes is the next episode, which is going to be showcasing his other forms with the other Vice Stamps. I think the next one's going to be like the Eagle based on Kamen Rider W. And all about the resolve that Iki has to take to be the Kamen Rider for Kamen Rider Revice. So, yeah, that was the episode. That was like a good premiere episode. I dig it. You know, it was pretty cool. I like the action, although I didn't like the Rex legs with the CGI and stuff. But I like the suit color. I really dig it. I was a big like fan of the Kamen Rider Saber because of, you know, like the fucking like lasers like not tracksuit, but lasers that they have. They're like their long coats, and that was cool. I really like that. They have like caves. They have like, you know, like what was it? Bullfighting like capes in like Mexico or like not Mexico, Spain or some shit like that. But yeah, Kamen Rider Revice, hella promising right now. I really like dig it. I like the suits overall, you know, design. I like the pink and yellow. I really dig Vice as like a character because he's like a wacky type of, you know, character we've seen in older Kamen Riders. Kamen Rider Revice started off hella good. I like it. I want to see more designs. I want to see more extra forms for Revice. I do want to see where the story is taking force. What's Kamen Rider? Never heard of it before. It's kind of like the Power Rangers of Japan. If you ever watched or remember of Power Rangers, Knit the Wiz. Knit the Wiz, yeah, Knit the Wiz. Almost got like that name confused. But yeah, so I'm excited to like see and like check out more episodes. They usually come on by every Sunday, with some exceptions of like holiday breaks like New Year's, and I don't think they do like Christmas breaks, but some cases I've seen like Kamen Riders take breaks and whatnot. But I like it, it's pretty cool. I'm a big like Kamen Rider fan, so of course I automatically love the designs. You know, stuff like that. There are some like weird designs now that I think about, you know, OG Kamen Rider. Like, I didn't like Ghost that much. I didn't like Ghost. What else I didn't like? Oh, I didn't like O's because of like the premise. I thought it was gonna be more like kung fu shit, but no, it's more like science stuff like that, because Kamen Rider always revolves around like, you know, technology and like genetics and science and all that stuff. And there are hardly like some Kamen Riders that base it off of you know, magic. There are a few of Kamen Riders that have done that, which were Wizard, well, recently Saber. What else was there? Oh, Ghost was there because of like the other worlds, the other Ghost world and stuff like that. But I never liked the design for Ghosts, to be honest. I always thought it was like meh. I didn't like Kuga a little bit. I didn't like Agito. I of course didn't like Hibiki. Because Hibiki looked kind of weird. I don't know. But what else? Yeah, I think I like this Kamen Rider. I like the characters. I like Vice in general because he's fucking Deadpool. He's the Deadpool of this Kamen Rider series. Always talking to the audience and stuff like that. He's a wacky whackball version of Momotaros from Kamen Rider Den-O. Oh, that's another Kamen Rider suit I like. I like Den-O a little bit. I guess like earlier Kamen Rider, when I first started getting into KR, is that they all look like bugs, and I don't like bugs that much. Power Rangers I liked a lot because they're literally like costume like helmets with like motifs, and they look way better. But now that I start watching more Kamen Rider, it's like, oh shit, this is pretty dope. This is pretty awesome. I like this shit, you know? But anyway, that's Kamen Rider Revice first episode. Overall impressions, I give it like a 9. I didn't talk about like the opening of Kamen Rider. They kind of like hinted at it as like a an insert song, yeah, which Kamen Rider always does. Is like they will have like the opening, which has like the main opening song, and then they'll sometimes put that song in battle to like commemorate the rider. And the opening song is pretty dope. It's like a little bit like those like rap songs, like or like, you know, shit like that, and has like a real like busted groove. I love it. It'll take some like time getting used to. It's kind of like what is it, like how in like animes they would always have like hip-hop songs in like new age animes, like My Hero Academia, Kengan Ashura, with like the ending song, like they had like a rap song as part of the credits. And you know, it's fine. I dig those kind of songs, you know. But I can't wait to see like what other songs are they gonna like put for this Kamen Rider, maybe, because they have like good songs in here and there. There's some like good wacky songs. There's some like good songs in Kamen Rider Saber. I remember opening and ending are pretty good. Final themes are pretty good. Stuff like that. But yeah, like Kamen Rider Revice is like a good like what was it? An 8 out of 10. Well, so far the first episode is, and you know, I'm excited to see like more, because I want to see more of where this Kamen Rider is going to go to. What new forms are they going to do? What story stuff is going to be added into the game? Added into this season. and all that stuff, because I love Kamen Rider. I love Super Sentai. So like it's Super Sentai, Tokusatsu, it gives you like the feel of like Saturday morning cartoons growing up if you ever grew up in like 2000s or were born in the 1990s, mid 1990s or early 2000s, where you wake up in the morning, you put on 4Kid, you go to CW channel 11 on like Comcast or Spectrum or whatever the fuck you have, and just watch, Saturday morning cartoons like Batman the animated series, Superman the animated series, no, not Spider-Man. Spider-Man was on 4Kids, no, because it's WB. It's WB, right. Yu-Gi-Oh! Static Shock, Batman Beyond, what else was there? I don't remember. I think Mummy? I think The Mummy was like OG Brendan Fraser, but not really Brendan Fraser. It had like Imhotep chasing around the family for like God knows how long. Maybe something like that. But yeah, Kamen Rider Revice. Go give it a shot. It's available on Toku.fun. It's available on Kiss Asian. If you like Kamen Rider, if you like Power Rangers, if you're a Power Rangers nut like me, then I would recommend watching it and giving it a first-class look. I already showcased it to my cousins in Bangladesh, which I have two little sisters in Bangladesh. Well, sisters I call it because we're closely tight-knit. We always call each other every night or every morning. And I showed them Kamen Rider Saber, and I'm helping them understand why I love KR. And we like watch movies on like Viber or WhatsApp. And it's a super fun time. I helped them watch the first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean films, and that was a lot of fun. Now we just need to like find what other movies we can watch. Well, right now we're watching Kamen Rider Saber, but I do want to help them get a better understanding of like the movies that I like growing up, and some important movies that are culturally impactful, because they lived in like Bangladesh for like God knows how long, and I do want to help them. It's always like such a rat's ass to help them through what was it visa applications, because my uncle who lives in Bangladesh tried a lot of times to get the visa and it did not work. He would always like, I think he failed like 3 or 4 times if I remember correctly, and is kind of depressed because he can never get them. It feels like it's his destiny to never get a visa and travel to the US. But man, I just hope that they could like come here instead of just going through subsidiary routes. Like we have to go to Bangladesh or other places like to visit like India or Saudi Arabia, because even though, not saying that those are not nice, it's just like I wish they would come here. Just like convenient for me and mom, because most of our family lives in America, lives here in the States. But it's such a pain in the ass to get my uncle and my 2 little sisters and my aunt who live in Bangladesh to come here because of visa problems. And I'm just like, oh god, I so want them over here in the States instead of just us going to them. I want something that's like convenient for me, And I could go to like other states. It's just like I have a problem with like getting used to stuff. Like I went to like Bangladesh 2 times, albeit mind you, and it's kind of a good state. Unless if you're just like not going anywhere, just like sitting in the house. But everything else is, I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna like chill or like talk down or like other states that could like get me into trouble. But I wish they would come here. But what I've been doing is like showing them like Viber And Viber has a screen share option, not through like sound, but only for like video for some reason. And I've just been showing them stuff like Disney Plus, video games, and whatnot to help them get over like their depression of not coming over here in the US. Even though they always tell me, oh, it's fine, don't worry about it, but I still feel like a smidge tad of like uneasiness or like restlessness or just sadness, you know? And I do feel that. I do feel like that empathy about it. But anyway, that's enough rambling out of like my personal life and enough rambling in general about Kamen Rider, right? I think we like talked about the first episode for like a while. It's like, how many minutes did we record? Like 42 minutes, okay? We should like stop there, but yeah, that's Kamen Rider Revice. Go watch it, go enjoy it if you are a Toku fan like myself. But yeah, give it a shot. Sometimes like if you are curious of something, go for it, you know? If a friend suggests you of something, you know, do it at your own, well, at your own pace, but, you know, do it at your own pace. Not by force, you know, I'm not like forcing you to watch Kamen Rider Revice, just throwing it out as a suggestion because, you know, to each their own. Everybody has their own likes and dislikes. You do you, buddy. That's what I'll say. Okay. Okay, that's good. So we're done with like Toku Talk. The Toku Talk is over. We just finished. We just finished up our just finished up this. So now we can go back to playing some video games. Our agenda for today, which is going to be